Hello, it's Anne here from Snazzy Creations. Welcome back to my channel. I was wanting to do a little bit more work on my book Tea with Mr. Timothy. Now, I've sort of made a few little bits and pieces and sort of started popping them in to the book. And what's happening is the book is going to get really fat, and it's going to be like that by the time I've finished, and I don't really like that, I don't think. So what I'm thinking is, that I'm going to actually take this book apart and make the spine bigger so that it accommodates all the stuff that I'm going to be putting in there. So I think I didn't really want to do that, but I don't think I'm going to be happy with it being like, you know, like that. So it's, I don't mind it a little bit, sort of, you know, that doesn't close like that, but I've only just started putting a few bits in there. I haven't glued anything in. I just put a few bits, a few elements and that in there, a few pockets and stuff in there to just see what it's going to look like. And yeah, straight away I noticed that it's going to do this, and it's going to get huge. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the spine out. First off, I'm probably going to cut this and take all the papers out. Then I'm going to cut off the spine, and I'm going to put a wider spine on there. So I'm going to get my, this is my Fiskars craft knife. These are really good. You buy the pen. It's like a pen. You hold it like a pen, and then you just replace the blades. You just undo this, and then you can put the little blade, a new blade in. That's very good. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to, first off I'm just going to cut this. Just a sec, I'm just going to turn on a little bit more light on. Yeah, I didn't really want to do this, but I should have realised that that the book would get too fat. I don't really like that. I don't really like the book being really so fat that it doesn't close. Okay, so now I've cut the spine out, and what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to have to take the pages apart as well and sew them onto a new, because I'm probably going to do a concealed spine. I think what I'll do is I'll sew them to a new, oh, there goes my cat. Hello, baby. polysodium to a new piece, and I'll glue that piece to the new spine. So just as well I hadn't started doing anything too much in here. So first off, I'm just going to cut this old spine out. Actually, I wonder if I should just, oh no, I should be able to just cut. Alright, and I wonder if I might just keep that just in case I want to use it somewhere. Just in case, I might keep that. Alright, so I've got the books parts now. And now I need some cardboard to make it a bit bigger. I think, what was that? That was like 2 squares, so I think I'll go 4 squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So like that. And that will make plenty of room. Alright, so now I need some cardboard. I should have gone and got some before I started filming, shouldn't I? Okay, just a sec, sorry. Oh, hang on, I might have some in here. Just having a look for some, see if I've got something in here. And I've got one piece, but that's way too thick. Alright, I'll just be a second. Alright, so I've got a cereal box. Let's see where it joins. Where's the join? There. So I'll just pull this apart. Actually, I wonder if that piece is wide enough. Let me just cut that centre strip out. Actually, okay. So how wide is that? That's so to there and nearly to there. So what's that? Not quite that wide, but let's see what it is. Must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, so it's 2 more. That might be 2. Now the thing was, how am I going to attach it? I might have to cut this. Where's my scissors gone? I just had them. I don't know. So I'll cut this off. Just get this measurement here. So, if I, what did it say? About 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So about like that. So let me put my lid on my craft knife. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now should I cut this a little bit smaller, and yeah, I think I will. I think I'll cut this smaller. So to get a really good clean cut, I think I'm going to use my cutting. So I'm just going to get a nice straight line here first. And let me mark where 4 is. So get up a pencil. Where's my pencil gone? Pen will do. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So about there. So make sure that's straight. Looks pretty good, I think. Okay. Let me just get all this back so I'm in the frame of the camera properly. I think I've knocked everything around here. No, hang on, sorry. Okay, so that's about 4 now, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, it's a little bit more than 4. Now, did I get it straight? I don't know that I did. Let me just pop that on here. Get my ruler. It's a bit hard to get straight on a little piece because it doesn't, it can't really, when you push it up top, there's not much, there's not a lot of, oh, it's not too bad. It's a little bit, just make it a little bit smaller. Because there's not a lot here, so it's easy just to have it turned a little bit, not being completely flush. Okay, now to stick it to here, I'm going to use, I've got this, I don't even know what it's called. I've got this tape. I bought it a few years ago now. It wasn't cheap, it was $14.09. But it's like brown paper and it's got glue. But it is paper. So I thought what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up so it's, if I get that there, first. And then I wonder if I should trim these off a little bit. Might do that. I might just trim that. A little bit of a flap there where the old spine used to be. Get my craft knife. Just get rid of some of that excess when I cut it off originally, and same as that one. Got a bit of extra there. Okay. So what I'm thinking is, if I do pop that on there like that, and I just leave a little gap in between, so when you open and close the book, it's otherwise if it's too close, if you have it right up against it, it'll be really stiff and tight, and the book doesn't want to close. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of this. I'm just going to cut a couple of pieces off, and I'm going to actually use glue to wet the glue in here, which will make it even stronger. I'm just going to use some. I'm just going to get my brush. To glue with. And I'm just going to get something to glue on. Get my pamphlet. If anyone doesn't know, I always keep all the pamphlets that you get in your mailbox. You know, it's got all the ads for whoever is advertising, and I like to keep them because then I use them to glue on. And then I can just throw it away. I'm going to put a bit more glue on there. Okay, let me pop that over here. Now, let me get this bit lined up again, and I'll do this side first. And I just want a little just want a little gap here. I think I've got a little bit more of a gap. Let me just open this up again. I haven't got it very There. Just going to put a bit more glue on here now. Bit more glue using my finger. Just going to tear that little bit off because it's because I've got all folded up and I don't want all bits and bumps and things. Okay, I'm just going to wipe my hands. Got a cloth here that I'm using. I think I might pop it in the wash soon. Okay. And I think I'm going to put another piece on this side as well. Oops, hang on. I'm going to do one here. This is where I can go right to the edges and not have to worry about getting glue everywhere. I might just pop a bit of glue on the ends, make sure they get all. And the other thing I might do is I might get my card. I'll actually do it on here because it's glue's going everywhere. Put my card and just get a good bonding there. Okay. Let's do the other side. Now I'll cut a couple of pieces off. Okay, some glue. Actually, I might get a new pamphlet because there's glue going everywhere. What have we got here? Oh, look at that little owl. Isn't that cute? I might have to I might have to grab that. Actually, I might not use this one. There's lots of, and it's quite thick paper. There's lots of cute things on here. I might have to cut some of them out. Find another one. There we go. Use this one. Okay, put some glue on here. Just trying to see that I get my book on there straight. I think that's pretty good. Let's get my card in. I'm going to have to, didn't get enough glue on there by the looks of it. Okay. Just going to put a little bit more glue on this end bits again. Glue seems to dry really quickly on here. Okay, and now I'm going to get my paper, put some glue on here. Maybe I haven't been putting enough glue on. I'm getting so much glue in my hands, I'm going to have to give them a wipe. Alright, get this card. Okay, there we go, and I might just stick a piece over the middle as well, just to cover that something like that. I might just stick the glue on straight on here. Sorry, hope I'm keeping in the camera frame. Everything's moving on me. Might just pop. Might just pop this underneath it. Okay. There we go. Now we've got a bigger spine. And now I don't have to worry about putting too much stuff in my, put that away. Just going to stick my brush in some water. Doesn't get all glued up. Right, and now I'm just going to put this away to dry. Now, the next question is how am I going to I'm going to have to take all these things that I put in there, take them out for the moment because they're all just going to start falling out everywhere. Let's pop that over there. So now I'm going to need one more piece, aren't I? I'm just going to cut this end off. Actually, I might do it with my craft knife. Just cut this off. And so I want probably a little bit less than 1, 2, 3, 4. I want a little bit less than the, so it'll fit in there nicely without. So if I put that in there like that. One, whoop, the camera again, sorry. Let's make it a little bit smaller than the 1, 2, 3, 4. And of course I can't see the other end now. So maybe what I will do, let me see. I have to do it this way. This way, I think. I'll just cut this end off. little bit smaller than the 4. So I think I'm going to just going to get the length here. Just look. I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller than 4. A little bit smaller than 4 squares. Oh gosh, can't do anything today. Okay, let me cut this end off. I don't think I got it straight by the looks of it. Didn't do a very good job, did I? That there. Move it up a little bit. There. Yeah, I really didn't do a very good job of this at all. Okay, try and do this side. Every time I put the ruler under it moves it. Just trying to get it straight. Might be too small now, this piece. Let me have a look. Get the book cover and see how big it is. Oh no, that should be pretty good, I think. I don't want it. No, that should be good. Want it a bit smaller than inside that cover. Otherwise it's too big, then you can't close the book. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm probably going to have to take all my pages out, I think, apart As you can see, it's stuck to, it's actually been glued, stitched and glued. Just wondering how am I going to get that. Let's try and get some of this. First of all, I think I need to cut all the strings. It's not going to be so simple because its paper's actually glued to those how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Because the paper's glued, I can't get it apart. This turned out to be a lot more complicated. Because they glued the pages to this bit of the spine. So now I hope the pages are going to be just cutting these strings. That's one. I forgot about coffee. Oh dear, let's see now what's happening as well, because I've glued some of the pages together. Oh dear, dear, dear. Oh, this might not have been such a good idea. Yeah, because I've glued some of the pages together now, of course. like this one here. Yes, how am I going to? I'll have to have a think about it. How I'm going to stitch them in. Just trying to get rid of some of this glued spine. Right, let me see. Get some of this. Just trying to hook my scissors underneath this. Yeah. Trying to get some of this glued spine off. Let me see what this, I suppose I've glued that one together as well. Yep. Oh dear. Making a big mess here. Alright, might have to rethink this, how am I going to do it, to put it back together. So I might just leave that here for now, and I will get the rest of this spine apart, and when I figure out how am I going to put it on the new one, I will come back. Okay. Hi, back again. Okay, so I'll show you what I decided to do. So as I said before, I've sewing this onto a piece of cardboard, and then when it's all completed I can glue that inside the book like so. So what I decided to do, because I had all those pages that were stuck together, and I had pages, and of course the book was glued, I had single pages that were, you know, that were not stuck together, stuck to another page, so when I pulled them apart, it wasn't, I couldn't have two pages together. So what I did with the pages that were loose like that, I've just decided to put them in like that, and I also decided to add a few more pages just to make the book a bit more fuller now that it's bigger. So I've just added some of my tea-dyed paper. And then the pages that I had glued together, what I ended up doing was I put the 2 pages together and then I just stitched it with the sewing machine. So that should hold fine. And then I'll just pop them in there. They're a little bit shorter, of course, than the other pages now, but that's fine. So that's what I did with that. And then now I'm just arranging this arranging these ones. So I'll pop these in there, and then I'll pop that one in there. Okay. The first thing I'm going to do is make sure it's all lined up nicely. Okay. The way that I want it, and then I've got some paper clips I'm going to use to I'm just going to pull that page a little bit more over here, like that. Okay, find the middle again. So this was totally unplanned, what I've done now. Sometimes when you make things, it just doesn't turn out the way you first envisioned. And the thing is not to give up. It's just to try to come up with some different way of doing it. So that's what I've done. Might have to trim that page there, that's sticking out a little bit. We'll see once I get it all stitched in. Sometimes when you stitch it all in, it's and I've got a little, I've made a little, I made it a while back, just made out of some packaging, and I'd already have the holes marked, so when I put it in the book, I've already got it. It's like a template. I've already got it all marked, so I know exactly where the holes are going to go. Okay, so I'm just going to get that all good, and then I'm just going to go in there and poke some holes. Oh, I just want to go through. Oh, what's going on? Oh, there it goes. A little bit tough. Got a little bit of, because its pages are folded together and then stitched, it makes it quite tough. Okay, one there. And one there. Oh, okay, I'll take that off now. I'll just keep these on so it holds the pages. Okay, just make sure I got it the right way now. And it needs to go on here. as such. And I've already got the, and I painted the bit of cardboard because when you look in the book you'll see it. So I didn't want it looking funny. Okay, and I've got some, I'm using this red cotton in the book, so I thought I'd use it for the, it's really strong, it's 100% cotton crocheting yarn. Okay, so I'm going to start from the middle. This goes well, yep, came through good. Through this one, into there. Oh, got it caught on the page. Just check that it's all the right way. Yep. And now through the middle one again. This is just the 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I have to get it back through the middle. So this is the tricky part. Tricky part, it's never easy to get it. Oh, look at that, beautiful. Okay, so let me take the needle off. Yeah, so sometimes things don't go as planned, but that's okay, then you just have to adapt. And change the plan. So I will know in future now if I do a book and to just do this in the first place, because I don't like the book being all and when I tied around the middle thread, so that's holding it all in. Okay, and I'll just cut them off like that. What I'll probably do with these is I've got some little cardboard hearts that I've cut out before, and I'll glue them on. Probably might make them out of the fabric actually, and that'll just be something a little extra cute in there. So that, oh yeah, I'll just get the book. Don't want to muck around too much with it because still I can feel it's really cold, which means it's still wet. I'll let it dry, but then that will glue in there, and that'll be, yeah, no, that's heaps better. I like that much more. So that'll be good. That'll be really good. Yeah. And that means you can open up the book and it'll lie flat. Just take those paper clips off. Alright, but I'll leave that to dry. Just put that over there, and I'll just work in this like this, and then when it's finished, when I finish doing the pages, then I can glue it in. I'll use some good glue and glue it in, and it'll be sweet as. Alright, so now I might go back to what I was doing originally before all this happened. Now, the only thing I don't like is a little bit of paper sticking out. But what I'll do is I'll just put just that one there. Ah, yeah, that's a pocket, that's why. It was a little bit, I'm just going to cut a little bit off, just get my ruler, and I'm just going to cut a weeny bit off. Like that. How come it's crooked? Let me see. I think I might try doing it like that. I'm not sure if it's crooked. Let me just check that. Oh, it is a bit off center. Alright, I'm just going to make this straight on here. And I'm just going to cut a bit off. Like so. Alright, that's all good now. Let me see. Yeah, no, that's pretty good. That's all pretty even. I can always trim it up a bit more later if I decide some pages are sticking out a little bit too much, more than the others. Okay, so now I'll grab back my bits and pieces that I was, over the last few days, I've been printing out. I've been finding copyright-free vintage images, and I've been printing them out and fussy cutting them out. Actually, got lots of. I've actually changed my mind. The first card I made, where is it? This one here that I made initially. I've decided not to use it. I'll put it aside and use it for some other project in the future. I've decided to go, because it's tea with Mr. Timothy, who's a cat. So I've decided just to do it all like with cats, butterflies, roses and teacups kind of theme. So I've got lots of different ones that I've got ones that I've drawn and painted myself and fussy cut it out, and I've also got ones that I've cut out of children's books, and I've got some that I've printed out, images that I found on the internet, and then I've printed them out and fussy cut them out. So I've got lots here. I've got all sorts of stuff here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be using them for my embellishing of the book. Now for this first part, I was thinking because this will be the first page. So I'm thinking I might, to begin with, I'm going to get my inking pad. I'm going to ink it up and distress the edges to begin with. So I might work on the first page, and I'm thinking I might actually put this book belongs to on here. I actually got some, I have to remember where I put them. printed some out some time ago. I'm just going to distress a little bit. Even though it's already inked and everything, doesn't matter. Just adds a little more of that vintage feel to it. Okay, let me find those book pages that I had. Now, where did I put them? Where did I put them? I know I just saw them recently, and I was thinking, when I saw them, I thought, oh, maybe I should put them somewhere else. Is that in here? Ah, yeah, here. I'm going to put them somewhere else, not with my paper scraps. So I printed these out on parchment paper. So what I'll do is I will cut one out. Actually, I might just do it on here so I get it straight. Next one. Next one's too close. I'll end up cutting some of it off. So I think I'll do that, and then let me see. So if I do that one there, just get rid of that, and then let's see. I think this one should be good, just here. And let me get that. I think that one there will be good. Okay. And I think I will round the corners. Get my corner punch. Doesn't cut very well, this paper. Do that time. Last one. Just this one here did a little bit of cutting, it sort of tore it a bit. There. Okay, I'm just gonna distress it. Okay, so I'm going to put that there, and I want to put some other things on there, of course. What else? glue that on there like that. Let me see what papers and stuff that I have. Got some more bits and pieces there as well. Now I'm wondering if I should back it onto a bit of this. That'll look quite nice, and then I can add a bit of, I might do that, I think. Something like that. I'm just going to line this up on here, and I want it about like that. So if I cut it on that one, I might just cut this way first so I can get a piece off. So then I want approximately, which one? That one? Yeah, about that one there. That one there. This is just a bit of paper that I've created on Photoshop, and then I've just printed it out. I like to make as much of my things that I use as possible. I don't know why, I don't know, it gives me a lot of satisfaction to be able to create everything myself as much as I possibly can. Okay, I'm just going to put that there, and not that one, I think this one here I'm going to go to there and cut. Okay. And I'll just cut this little bit of white off the top here. Now I'm wondering if I should round the corners on that. Oh yeah, I might do that. I might round the corners on this as well. That's if it's going to. It's just munched the paper. It really doesn't like the thinner paper, this. Once again, no, just munches it. I wonder if it's getting really blunt. I reckon to use like alfoil and cut with that, and that will sharpen it. And it's just munching it, the paper. Very annoying. One more. like I said before, I don't recommend this brand for this sort of thing. Okay. Let me get just the edge. There we go. This belongs to, and I think I might use my, where's my little, I'll just use my glue stick. Just get my paper. Is that dry? I'll just turn the page. And pop some, not that one, this one. Put some glue on this one with my Uhu glue stick, or Uhu. Oh, big blob come off then. Big blob. Okay, try and line that up. Line that up. Let me see. No, haven't got it right. No, I haven't got it right again. I have a terrible time lining things up. I don't know why. But I do. I always seem to get it off. I think I might have it this time though. Yep, that looks pretty good. Let's get my card and give it a good scraping so that it bonds well. It really does help to get things to stick together good. Gets all the air out and gives it a really good bonding. Like that. Yep, let me just see what else I can put on here. I think I'm going to have Mr. Timothy. Now I did make some Mr. Timothys up, but he's too big to be on there, I think. Oh, hang on, what if I put it up like that? That's a maybe. He's kind of too big, I think. I think I need something a little bit smaller. I'll find another one. Could put a teacup too, couldn't I? A teacup, and there's a cat. There's a putty cat. Need a putty cat. Oh, what about this one? He looks good. I like that. Okay, so I put that there and that, and I think I'll need something a little bit underneath. Maybe I need a bit more of that paper. Maybe if I tear a bit off. Try tearing this. So I'll put that up there. Put that there and have Mr. Timothy and his top hat and maybe a flower or something. Need one that's that one. Or should that be up here? Yeah, no, up there I think. Alright, let me just the teacup, and I think I'm just going to do get some distressing I think some of it I'm going to have to do with a black pen. I can't get everywhere. And this one. And I might actually put a bit of lace or something on here as well, I think. So if I put that on there, and a little rose up there. Actually, I better do that rose as well before I forget. And I'll just get my Sharpie pen and just go around the putty cat a little bit where there's, I can see white paper from where you Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the seeing all that white on the edges. Okay. Oh, there's the lid. There it is. I think it's just about gone dry, this pen. Probably why it's not working very well. Let me have a look for... This one here is a lot juicier. Yeah. It's a bit of an awkward tip though. The other tip was better. Oops. Oh, that'll do. Okay, I might just glue this down now. And I think I'm going to use the Eileen's tacky glue because that glues it down quickly. Get around all the outside edge first, and then do a bit like that. And a good trick with what I do with my glues like this is I've got a small glass jar, and I keep mine upside down in the jar, and that stops the glue from drying on the tip, and the glue's down there and ready to go all the time. So whenever I get the glue out, the glue's already down here and it doesn't get blocked up. Okay, let me try and line this up a bit. A bit hard. Something like that, I think. Okay, what I might have to do is I might have to use the card on this side because it's going to be too hard. Let's get my rag and just let the glues come out here. And I think I like that rose there like that, or like that. I think like that, I think. And I'm thinking that there. Mr. Timothy can go there, and then the teacup, and then a bit of lace or something. I think, where's my, I've got some laces here. That little piece that I had. Oh, I don't know how. Oh, there it is. Everything's so messy. Just trying to see which way is the right way. No, I think it's that way. Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm going to glue it down. I'm going to use my tacky glue. Just get on all the little bits that stick out. Only thing, when you do have the glue upside down, make sure you put the lid on nice and tightly. Now, I did decide it was going to be like that, didn't I? That's right, my gluey fingers. I always get glue everywhere, all over my hands. And that one about there, I think. Yep, okay, so actually I might use the glue stick for that one. Where's my gluing paper? It's on the page. Okay, better check to see where I wanted it. So I wanted him about there. So about there, I think. And I'll just get the card and just do that on this side. Okay, and Mr. Timothy, I will do him with the glue stick as well, I think. I don't understand how glue gets on this side. Something like that. And I will do the card again.